Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a movement known as the MGTOW movement. And for this video, I'm going to talk about the problem with it and why I don't believe in it and why I don't believe the MGTOW movement statements about women, particularly modern women, is necessarily based on facts, and why I believe a lot of the things you are hearing is simply false and misinformed. Now, I can obviously understand why a lot of people join these movements, because a lot of people are hurt and have experienced a lot of really horrible experiences with women. But at the same time, you also have to realize that there are logical reasons for some of the things that happen, and that's what I'm trying to get across here. And for today, I'm gonna bust the MGTOW movement. So remember to watch and enjoy as I will bust a myth of this whole idea that women are evil and it's best for men to go their own way, as most of this is caused simply by a lot of societal rules, such as more dating culture rules that have been come up with, as well as societal rules. And if these rules are stopped, then things will get a lot better. So anyway, now that I explained what this video is about, let's get started. So when it comes to the first point of why dating culture is so crappy nowadays, and particularly as well as the fact of why there's so much gender wars going on between men and women nowadays, the first thing I want to talk about is dating culture. So when it comes to dating culture, what I simply have to say is that dating culture has a lot of rules that are stupid and has screwed up a lot of things, such as one of the biggest ones being is this whole idea that love can make people do stupid things, or not even just that, but this whole logic system that every single time you date someone, you have to go out of your way to fall in absolute love with them. Now, that is one of the worst things, absolutely, to be taught and told when you're getting a relationship. This whole idea, oh, I have to go out of my way to fall in absolute love with this person and this and that, even when it's my first person I'm dating, which is very problematic and very toxic and negative. As the truth of the matter is, when you date someone, you have to use your brain and start kind of putting two and two together. Like, is this really someone I kind of want to be around? Is this really my type of person? And so on and so forth. But that's not something these people think about. Dating culture teaches us to think. It teaches us to think in a very stupid, dumb way, and go out of our way to do things like, oh, every single time I go to a place, I have to pay for the woman, and every single time we go on a date, for that matter, it has to be at a place, and so on and so forth. And a lot of these rules just kind of encourage men to not use their brain and kind of catch on, is this woman trying to set me up? And that's one of the reasons what causes a lot of relationships to fail, and for a lot of women to take advantage of men. As the truth of the matter is, something I want to get across here is that with the world we live in, even though the majority of women are not like this, the world we live in teaches us that even if a small portion of people do something, then it must mean a lot of women are like that. And that's one of the biggest problems with this whole idea of one of the biggest problems of what's causing a lot of these things is this whole way of thinking, is this whole way of thinking that, oh, if a small portion of people do something, then all women are like that. But the truth of the matter is, that's the world we live in, especially with the media and stuff. But that's not true at all, But the truth of the matter is, because a lot of these situations happen, it creates a lot of situations where a lot of men have had some horrible experiences, and it just further serves to screw up and give men a very negative perception of women that is not correct at all. So that's the truth of the matter, and a lot of these dating rules teaches us to not think in a way that's logical, that creates a lot of these situations. Okay, so anyway, aside from that, back to my second point. related to dating culture that causes a lot of issues as a whole. You have to be super nice to women every single time you talk to them. Now that is absolutely one of the worst things to do when you're speaking to women, or anyone for that matter, is be super nice to them all every single time. You have to be nice, I 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 have to be nice. And the truth of the matter is, because when you're obviously, if someone's nice to someone all the time and they're out of their way nice, it's kind of gets boring, and it kind of at some point makes people kind of lose interest, because like, I know everything that there is to know about you. There's no mystery, there's no build up, there's no this and that. It's kind of like everything that there is to know, I know. So it's like, what's there new? What's new there? In all honesty, to know about you and this and that, and it just kind of gets a bit old and tiresome. In all honesty, just like for example, to make it easy for you to understand and be in a way that's relatable, is that let's just say you have friends. Okay, most of us have had friends at some point in one way, shape, or form whatsoever. If you have a friend, or friends for that matter, and you have a friend who is always nice to you and super nice to you every single time, all the time, and it's just very, very, very friendly, wouldn't it kind of get kind of old at some point? Wouldn't it get kind of creepy? Most people have, let's be honest, whenever you're around someone who's super nice, we kind of get creeped out by it, in all honesty. So, because it's just kind of like there's not really much to know about you, you kind of wonder if they're kind of crazy, in all honesty. Because a lot of people who are super friendly are mentally ill, It's like there's no challenge, no this, no that. And that's the truth of the matter when it comes to that particular issue. I might not feel that way, but a lot of people in the world feel that way. So that's the truth of the matter. A lot of people will just find it boring. So when it comes to dating, how is it any different? It's just like, I know everything that there is to know about you. It's just like, there's nothing new or this and that. And that's what I'm trying to say here. So that's the first point I want to make, is dating culture. And boy, there's a lot as well that dating culture gets wrong as well, that cause a lot of these issues in relationships. But the truth of the matter is, that's what dating culture does. It screws up a lot of things. So that's what I have to say about dating culture. Now let's also get to societal rules. There's a lot of societal rules that cause a lot of these gender wars to go on, as well as whether it could be men not wanting to date women, men and women not wanting to date each other more like, to even just simply us not being able to get along outside of dating, such as, for example, the fact of the matter that this whole mindset or belief system that is going around, that like, for example, this whole idea that a man can never hit a woman, that is what caused a lot of situations that's going on between men and women, for that matter. As in all honesty, no matter how you look at it, if someone's hitting you and they're hitting you all the time and your life is in danger as a result of that, obviously, you have the right to defend yourself. But a lot of people were not willing to do that. A lot of people were had this mindset that, oh, if I hit a woman, I can't hit back, because obviously I'd be a social outcast. So a lot of women did a lot of things as a result of that, and they got away with a lot of things. So a lot of these societal rules that we create as society is what kind of led up to a lot of situations, and a lot of men to have a lot of resentment, as because they had some really horrible experiences with a lot of women, and so on and so forth. And that's the truth of the matter. So that's the reason why it's good for people to not just hear a story and believe it, and to kind of analyze it and realize that there's usually always both sides of the story, for that matter. So a lot of these societal rules is what cause a lot of these situations to happen. There's many other societal rules for that also cause a lot of these situations to happen as well. So that's what I have to say when it comes to the MGTOW movement. This whole idea of women are evil is simply false and fictitious. And as a result, as the truth of the matter is, and I was even getting to this earlier in my video, the truth of the matter is, that's the world we live in. Is if even like 20, 30 something percent of people act a certain way, people are going to generalize all of that group of people being a certain particular type of way. And That's the reason why this MGTOW movement is happening, because a lot of people have had bad experiences with some women, and a lot of women do act this way, but not a majority, but a lot of women act this way. So people generalize and stereotype all women being a certain way based off the experiences of those type of women. So the truth of the matter is, based off of those experiences alone, that is what's causing this perception that women are evil, and why a lot of men are not willing to date them, and so on and so forth. So that's why it's good for people to realize it's simply false, and the story is not black and white. So anyway, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, remember that some of this video will help, and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say, and simply put it, later.